I told this guy I would take a bullet for this person because he's that good of a person. That's pretty strong. Those are strong words. I'm just saying. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a ramen and egg mukbang. As you can tell by the title, we're going to be talking about wisdom teeth extraction, first loves, and the coronavirus. But before we get started, remember to comment, rate, and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you guys like videos like this. And let's get into it because I am hungry. I normally don't eat ramen on camera. Well, hot ramen, because it's a little bit messy for me. But I did get this idea from Miss Stephanie Sue. She mixed a couple of different ramens together and then she said it tastes bomb. So I kind of did the same thing. I mixed How and this other migoy from this brand and I'm not quite sure what it is, but we're gonna figure out if it's good or not. And I put 2 eggs in here. One of them broke. I tried to poach it, but it is what it is. And I am starving and it's hot in here, so let's go ahead and eat. So the reason why I am having ramen, because normally I don't eat ramen soup or any of this type of stuff, is because I recently had my wisdom teeth extracted. First bite for you guys. I can't even open all the way. I'm not gonna lie, the 2 different bags that I mixed together is pretty good. I'm gonna eat a little bit more before I get into my story time, life updates. Oh! This egg is a bit overcooked, but whatever. You guys know me, I normally use straws, but after wisdom teeth extractions, they recommend you to not use a straw for a couple of weeks. That way you don't dislodge blood clot that's healing back there. So your girl's gonna be having yellow teeth soon, drinking out of these cans and drinking coffee out of the cup. But it is what it is. So let me get into these stories. It's been a week and 3 days since my wisdom teeth extraction. I had 3 wisdom teeth removed and I didn't swell up as much, but my lower right side still has some of this like achy feeling. So I haven't been working out that much. It's kind of annoying because I like working out. You guys know me. And now with this whole coronavirus lockdown thing, I don't even think I'll be able to work out for a while at the gym. The good news is, if I've already gained enough muscle, it's easy to regain it back once I hit the gym again. It's pretty easy. And that's for anybody. Whoever, if you gain muscle and you stop for a while and you just kind of go back to the gym and do your workouts again, it's easy to gain that muscle back. These noodles are pretty good. Guys, Stephanie's Sue is up to something. This is so good. I should have put some corn or broccoli in here. So when I first got out from my wisdom teeth extraction, the first day it wasn't that swollen, but the second day it was much more swollen. So out of out of a scale from 1 through 10, 10 being the maximum chipmunk size swollen it was about I'd say about a 6 out of 10. Yeah, I was swollen about 6 out of 10. I didn't feel much pain, as some people would describe it, but now I just feel really achy. And post-surgery, the 3rd to 5th day, or 3rd to 6th day, is supposed to be the most achy, or pain, or uncomfortable. But for me, it was just really achy. I didn't feel much pain. I didn't have to take the opioid my doctor prescribed me. Thank God, because I don't think I would have taken it. I would have just taken ibuprofen for the most part. I iced it a ton. I iced my cheeks the day of surgery, the night of surgery, and then 2 days after that, I still iced it. When you have your wisdom teeth extracted, during the healing process, you won't be able to open your mouth all the way. And still today, I cannot open my mouth fully. And also you can tell on the lower right side right here, it's still a bit swollen. And the reason for that is because this lower right area, the doctor had to remove a little bit more bone that was covering my wisdom tooth. So of course this side is going to be a little bit more achy and takes a little bit more time to heal. The reason why he had to remove more bone on top of that, because it was semi-impacted. It wasn't really impacted. For some reason, my wisdom teeth just didn't erupt and this bone just decided to like cover it, basically. The doctor really had to go in there and remove a bit of the bone on top and then pop out the wisdom tooth. Oh, also you guys, I only went with local anesthesia because my doctor gave me that option. He said it's fine if I want to do local anesthesia. I'm a good candidate. So I just did it with local anesthesia. There was a lot of pressure. There wasn't much pain. Although the lower left side, he was hitting a nerve just a tad bit. So when I first started post-surgery, this side was more swollen than this side, but now this side is more swollen. So you guys can probably tell in my some of my Instagram posts or IG stories that my cheek right here is more puffy, but that's only if you really pay attention. I had one follower who DM'd me and was like, chubby cheeks, and I'm like, oh, he could tell. But of course I didn't make that announcement that I have my wisdom teeth extracted on Instagram. So if you guys have any questions about wisdom teeth extractions, let me know. I can answer some questions you guys have about wisdom teeth. I'm more knowledgeable in it now, but before I went in for surgery, I wasn't really sure what I was getting myself into. I didn't know what type of medications I was allowed to take, how long I had to be in recovery. So really it took 4 days for my cheeks to pretty much go back to normal. And right now I'm still in the process of just a little bit on the lower right side still healing. You can feel like this achiness, and also I can't chew on hard foods at the moment, which you guys, I'm about to be so bad because you just have to let that area, that site heal really well before you eat hard and crunchy foods. But if you feel like you can, then you could, but if it feels uncomfortable, that's when you stop and avoid straws. Yep. There's also this thing called dry socket. Having a dry socket entails that you dislodge a blood clot right after surgery, and when that dislodges, your nerve is exposed to stimulation, and that is what's causing the pain because the nerve is uncovered. So if you have a dry socket, you should have taken it easy. You should have listened to the doctor, and you didn't. I had a friend, or not really a friend, acquaintance, tell me that he played he played baseball the day after his oral surgery, and I was like, that's a great idea. And he was like, yeah, and I got dry socket. And I'm like, well, that's what happens. You don't listen to your doctor. Okay, so another reason why I do not eat hot ramen on camera is because I sweat very easily. So if you guys see some sweat bullets coming down, mind your business, okay? Mind your business. So on to the next topic. This question is about my first love. One of my subscribers asked me to tell a story about my first love, or just, you know, give her information about it. So this is for you, baby girl. Here's the story of my first love. My first love and the only time I've been in love out of 3 relationships I've been in. My first love was in high school. It started in 2010, and the reason I know that because you don't really forget your first love, and you don't forget your anniversaries, and you know, just first loves are your first loves. You remember that shit, you know what I mean? So my first love was in 2010 with this. Dang, I wonder if he's gonna see this later on, or if his friends. Well, it really doesn't matter because it's over. It was over a long time ago. But shout out to my ex if you out there. It was good. Yeah, so it was in 2010. We dated for 4.5 years, and we broke up when I was in college. When I was a sophomore in college. Yeah, we broke up in college, and it was me who pulled the plug because I felt like I was being controlled, and I'm a very adventurous person. I like to experience new things, and after a while it felt like the relationship just died out, which is kind of sad because is there really a true love? Are you gonna find somebody you want to be with for the rest of your life? The love of your life, and it just dies out, you know what I mean? But I don't know, maybe if you do find a real love, then you won't get tired of them? I don't know. Anyways, but we are on good terms. We're not exactly friends, but we're on good terms. We don't have any turmoil. And he is, I would like to put it on record that he is one of the most genuine, authentic, kind-hearted person that I know in my life. Like you meet people in this world and you know when they're a good person or when they're a bad person. And he is purely a good person. You know that he's gonna go to heaven, okay? Without a doubt. I don't know if I can say that for anybody else. I can't even say that for myself. But I know for a fact that he is one of the most genuine, good-hearted persons I've ever met in my life. And you know, he deserves the best. And that's all I have to say about that. So we talk here and there, and we discussed how our situation was one of the most unique situations that you can have with your first love. And by saying that, I mean our relationship was very, I wouldn't say the healthiest, but it was just us. There wasn't any adultery. We were happy together, and we grew together as we grew together as a couple. Does that make sense? I mean, you go from high school to college together. So you go through this period where you learn about one another, you learn how to communicate, you learn how to be kind and considerate of one another. And a lot of people, our relationship was, actually, I would like to say our relationship was very healthy. There were times where we argued a ton, especially at the beginning of the relationship, where we didn't really understand how to communicate with one another. We didn't understand each other's, love language. But when eventually we got to a point where we understood one another, we knew how to communicate, and we knew how to solve arguments like this. After somebody disagrees with something, we go into, oh, what's the solution? What exactly are you upset about? What would you like me to do? I hear you. This is what I want to do. This is what you want to do. We compromise. And honestly, guys, that was probably one of the best relationships I've been in, and the only person that I've ever loved in my entire life, like being in love with my entire relationship career. He was like the only person that I truly loved with my whole heart. And when I say that, I mean that at one point I told this guy I would take a bullet for this person because he's that good of a person. That's pretty strong. Those are strong words. I'm just saying. Now, I don't know if I feel about him like that now, but I do wish him all the good things in the world, all the sweets in the world, all of my best wishes, because he deserves the best to come. He's just a good person. Okay, and with that being said, every other relationship after that has some expectations to meet, and that is where it is hard to have expectations. Here, when you came from a relationship that was up here, where you know to communicate with one another, and then you have to, and then you move on and you make relationships with other people, and your expectations here, and this person doesn't know how to communicate. It's like, I gotta go through this whole process of, I mean, I guess that's what a relationship is about. You grow together, you learn how to communicate, you learn about one another. But when there are so many like disagreements and misunderstandings, and the maturity level is not the same, it's so frustrating. And also, if you mix in a little bit of not knowing red flags, it's a little bit more difficult, okay? So there is that. But that's the story of my first love and my only ever been in love relationship. Just for the record. Okay, let me eat a little bit more of this before these noodles get soggy. I can't open all the way. Back to this corona thing. So being a dental hygienist and this whole coronavirus thing is going on, it's mildly, I'm gonna say moderately terrifying, because our office, the doctors we work with, I don't want to say they're selfish, but I don't know what else to call it. It's a bit terrifying because the offices that I work at, they're still opening. And we are definitely, I don't know, guys. I don't want to talk bad about hygiene. I didn't sign up for this, okay? When I became a dental hygienist, I did not sign up to be at risk for coronavirus and risking my family members with coronavirus. But I have to take precaution when I go in, and it is what it is. It is what it is. None of the offices I know are closing, which I hope that patients are realizing it's a bad idea to come in to a dental office during this pandemic. Anyways, back to the more important things. I mean, not saying corona is important. Okay, back to more serious matters. Guys, I want to make this very clear. I don't like talking about race, and I don't like talking or bringing stuff like this to light. I just don't feel like, for me, it's not comfortable, but I do have to say this because it'll be doing a disservice to my culture if I don't say anything at all with my platform. The stigma behind being Asian and this whole coronavirus thing is disappointing. Okay, I'm gonna use that word. It's disappointing because every Asian American that you see every Asian American that you see in the stores, at the gym, walking down the street, walking up a stairway, they do not. You don't know if they have coronavirus, but you cannot automatically assume that they have coronavirus. America has lost it. We have truly lost it. People are losing, the public is losing their marbles. And I'm going to give you an example how this stigma is really going to put a damper on Asian Americans, okay? And we have to stop. We have to stop with this stigma. This Asian person standing in front of you, next to an African American, next to a Caucasian person, next to a Latino, you don't know which person is going to have coronavirus. You don't know if this person who just traveled, let's say the person standing next to the Asian just traveled somewhere, just traveled to Europe, just traveled to China for a business meeting. And this Asian American has been in the same state, in the same place for years, haven't traveled anywhere. You can't just assume somebody has the virus. You need to assume all of them have the virus and keep yourself clean, stay away from everybody. And the only reason why I bring this up is because The other day I was walking up a stairway and then there was a male standing at the top of the stairway. And as I was walking closer to him, he looks up from his phone. He sees me, an Asian American, and turns his back. He just does a 180, turns the other way. He's still standing in the same spot. He just turns the other way as I walk closer to him and nobody else is around us. And I'm like, okay. It's a good time to turn around from people. But I wasn't sneezing and I wasn't coughing. And on top of that, later on I saw the same man walking around that area I was at. It was a shopping center around all these other people who weren't Asian American. So why don't you just turn your back? Why don't you just go home, sis? Go home. If you think that I have the virus and you turn your back against me, you think that's gonna save you from the virus, my dude? Homie? You think that's gonna save you? You think the people that you just walked across and walked past, all of these people, you don't think any of them have the virus? But you think I have the virus. You turn your back against me. Okay, end of that story. Let me give you guys another situation that occurred. So I work at a couple different dental offices, and one of the ones I work at has 3 different doctors. Now, this is not the main doctor that I'm talking about. This is one of the employees that work there, and he's a doctor. So I'm off. It was one of the days where I was off, and my coworker texts me, and she goes, "Hey, Dr. So-and-so wants your number. He wants to ask you a question." I'm like, okay, whatever. So, you know, I checked my phone, I checked my messages, and I went down and I noticed, yeah, the doctor texted me and he was asking about something about traveling. Not if I traveled, but like what was it? It was Hopper. He was asking me about Hopper. Something about a travel app to get tickets or whatever. So cool, whatever. So then I'm texting my coworker back and forth, and she goes, "Hey, you know, Dr. So-and-so asked you if you were Chinese." What a convenient time to ask if I was Chinese. You pick, of all the times, the months we've worked together, you pick this time to ask my race. And no, I am not Chinese. I am Vietnamese. But what does that matter, okay? What does that matter? What if I was Chinese? I haven't traveled anywhere where I could be at risk. You don't know. You don't know if you don't know if your son got coronavirus because he was playing with somebody who has coronavirus, who's probably not even Chinese, okay? Let me reel it back in. But the whole point is, you don't know who has coronavirus or not. And you just, I think the public needs to reel it back in, wash their hands, as they should be already doing. Wash their hands, cover when they cough, sneeze. It's all of this is common sense, guys. And as a hygienist, I know more about infection control and how to prevent cross-contamination, and you know, we know more, but it is also common sense. I've seen numerous times people who walk out of the bathroom and don't wash their hands, and it's guys, it's baffling. I hope once this whole virus is over that America learns a lesson. Everybody learns a lesson on infection control and how to not contaminate other people, infect other people, and really be A1 with their hygiene, and not just during this time of a crisis. Y'all feel me? Anyways, at the end of the day, I don't have hate for the people who I you know, said about the situation, like the doctor and that man. I just feel disappointed that we as a whole need to do better. Everybody needs to do better. Everybody needs to know better. Come on guys. Come on. Anyways, if you guys are concerned with this virus, don't just go on social media and just follow whatever you see on social media. Use your resources, reliable resources called CDC, and get your information from them, because I've seen numerous times people who just run with stuff and, oh, the virus started because of this. Oh, we need to do this. And there's many people, this many people died and this and this. And it's just like, you guys are running with stuff you see on social media, and it's baffling how many people. It's like when you play that game, you the first person tells the other person, whispers something to another person, and at the end the last person tells you, the original person who created that phrase, and it's like a whole different phrase. That's what it is, what it's like living in America and going through this crisis. You realize many people are ignorant, and they do not know how to use their critical thinking skills to understand the facts that are going on. The facts. Anyways, cdc.gov, guys, okay? That is all for my video, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the food and the little rants and my little stories. Let me know what you guys want to see next in the comments below, and I will catch you guys in my next video.